Daniel stood before his greatest trial. He knew what awaited him in the lion's den, but something even stronger sustained him. And you? How would you react if your faith were challenged to that extent? Would you be ready to trust God, even with imminent danger? In the darkest moment, when everything seemed lost, God did the impossible. He shut the mouths of the lions and proved that unwavering faith can move the heavens. And today, that same faith is within our reach. Now, I ask you, how would you react? Daniel faced a crucial choice. The new law prohibiting prayer was not a mere formality. It was a death sentence. He knew that if he continued to pray, he would be thrown into the lion's den. Yet, even knowing this, Daniel did not hesitate. He went to his room, opened the windows toward Jerusalem, and prayed, as he did 3 times a day. He didn't hide or try to be discreet. Daniel's faith was public and unwavering. For him, pleasing God was more important than obeying men. This makes me reflect. How many times do we remain silent or hide our faith out of fear of the consequences? Daniel teaches us that faithfulness to God must surpass any human fear. His life was at stake, yet he chose to trust in divine providence. The lingering question is, would we do the same? In a world that often pressures us to abandon or compromise our faith, are we willing to be bold like Daniel? Daniel is arrested and brought before the king. Even though King Darius admired Daniel's integrity, he found himself obliged to uphold the law he had sanctioned. Imagine the king's heart as he saw Daniel, his faithful servant, being led to the den. The tension is palpable. The king tries everything to save Daniel, but there is no way out. The law of the Medes and Persians cannot be revoked. Daniel, on the other hand, does not fight or argue. He is thrown into the den, surrounded by hungry lions. The expectation grows. Will God intervene? What is going through Daniel's mind? Here is a man surrounded by death, yet filled with peace. This makes us wonder, would we have the same calm in the face of such great danger? Would our trust in God keep us at peace, knowing that no matter the outcome, He is in control? Night falls, and the den is silent. King Darius, in his palace, spends the night in agony, unable to sleep. He knows Daniel's life is in God's hands. And what about us? Do we trust like that? Daniel is arrested and brought before the king. Even though King Darius admired Daniel's integrity, he found himself obliged to uphold the law he had sanctioned. Imagine the king's heart as he saw Daniel, his faithful servant, being led to the den. The tension is palpable. The king tries everything to save Daniel, but there is no way out. The law of the Medes and Persians cannot be revoked. Daniel, on the other hand, does not fight or argue. He is thrown into the den, surrounded by hungry lions. The expectation grows. Will God intervene? What is going through Daniel's mind? Here is a man surrounded by death, yet filled with peace. This makes us wonder, would we have the same calm in the face of such great danger? Would our trust in God keep us at peace, knowing that no matter the outcome, He is in control? Night falls, and the den is silent. King Darius, in his palace, spends the night in agony, unable to sleep. He knows Daniel's life is in God's hands. And what about us? Do we trust like that? When King Darius hears Daniel's voice echoing alive from the den, he is astonished. His relief turns into awe and reverence before the power of Daniel's God. Immediately, Darius orders Daniel to be taken out of the den, and everyone witnesses that he is unharmed, without a scratch. For the king, this was not just the survival of a man, but a clear demonstration that Daniel's God is the true God, the living God. The king's reaction doesn't stop there. Darius, the ruler of a great empire, makes a proclamation that echoes throughout the land. The God of Daniel is the living God, who endures forever. His kingdom shall never be destroyed, and his dominion shall have no end. He delivers and saves, and performs signs and wonders in heaven and on earth. Daniel's unbreakable faith testimony leads a pagan nation to know God's glory. This is the essence of God's action. He uses the most difficult situations to reveal His power and bring glory to His name. Often, our struggles, our personal battles, are opportunities for God to reveal Himself to the world through our faith. Daniel sought no glory for himself, but God, in His sovereignty, used Daniel's faithfulness to impact an entire nation. Likewise, in our lives, when we remain faithful, God can use our stories to show others His glory. Are we willing to be instruments of God's glory, even amid trials? The story of Daniel in the lion's den is not just a tale from the past. It resonates with deep truths for our lives today. Daniel lived in a time when his faith was tested to the extreme, just as we face challenges in an increasingly hostile world toward the Christian faith. The question is, how do we react when our faith is put to the test? When we are pressured to conform to the world's standards or silence our faith? Daniel's courage teaches us that true faith is not just believing in God when everything is going well, but trusting Him even when the price seems too high. Today, more than ever, we need that same unbreakable faith. Whether in the workplace, in our personal lives, or in the difficulties we face, God calls us to be faithful, just like Daniel. Daniel's story reminds us that no matter how fierce the lions around us may be, God has the power to deliver us and use our trials to manifest His glory. When we trust Him with all our hearts, He will always be faithful, even when circumstances seem impossible. Are we ready to be Daniel in our time? As we reflect on the extraordinary story of Daniel in the lion's den, we are reminded of God's faithfulness amid adversity. Daniel's courage not only saved him but also impacted a king and a nation, demonstrating that unbreakable faith can open doors for God's glory to manifest in surprising ways. Just like Daniel, we are called to maintain our trust in God, even in challenging circumstances. Now, I ask you, how can you apply this lesson in your daily life? When facing your own traps and lions, choose to trust in God and follow Daniel's example. If you are going through difficulties or feel pressured to conform, remember that your faith could be the key to victory. If this video touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment about how you have lived your faith in times of trial. Together, let's spread the message of hope and encouragement. May Daniel's faith inspire you to stand firm, for the God who delivered Daniel is the same God by your side today.